This weather segment is sponsored by Physicians Hearing Center. You're watching WDHN Weather with Oscar Fan.
Let's zip through the first part of the weather real quick so we'll have some time to talk about tomorrow's setup. 56-degree temperature. Winds not much of a factor, becoming east less than 10 for the day. Temperatures are pretty much, as you can see, occasionally they change, but pretty much in the mid-50s. And as far as severe weather threat today, well to the west, this actually goes until 7 in the morning local time, central daylight time tomorrow morning. You see nothing's really in our area. And then as we get into tomorrow, we're right in the middle of it. This goes from 7 in the morning on Thursday to 7 a.m. Friday. And we're a little bit further to the west than in the middle of it. So again, pretty much if you extrapolate that, looks like the tornado watch would be from about 9 or 10 in the morning to 3 or 4 in the afternoon, with most of the activity centered around, say, 11, 11:30 to about 2:30 or 3 in the afternoon. Again, tornado watch, and we could have all kinds of severe weather with this, so be aware of that. This is what we're looking at as far as the rainfall. This is going to run into some stable air in northern Mississippi and fall apart. Some of it may lift up toward Memphis and move on off to the northeast, and also probably will not last too long. But the low pressure system that's going to start to formulate all this is still back just west of Texas and Oklahoma panhandles. It'll be another 6 hours before it arrives there. Then things will start to pop around midday. Again, in the southeast, we don't expect anything other than increasing clouds today, and probably start to see some sprinkles and maybe a few light showers tomorrow morning about 7 to 9, but those would not be severe. Tornado watch centered around midday tomorrow. Storms, obviously. Rainfall amounts could be 3/4, maybe an inch, but again, they're going to come with a lot of sound and fury, and I'll show you what could be potential problems with tornadic type thunderstorms in a moment. It could be some storms. There will be some storms Thursday night. Mainly they would be south of I-10 and over in the northern Florida peninsula, and maybe over toward Valdosta. And we'll still see some showers possible Thursday night into early Friday morning. They should not be severe up here. Again, though, not a whole lot of rain associated with those after dark. And then a few showers Saturday, but the threat for severe weather has pretty much disappeared on Saturday. There will be an impulse running across the Tennessee Valley. They could see some isolated storms up there. And then down in the Florida Peninsula with that stalled cold front, they could see some activity, but just a few drops here. And the next week looks mild to very warm. All right, the low pressure system is still back here in northeastern New Mexico, not really forming just yet. And you can see pretty much everything else kind of quiet, but of course that will change over the next 18 to 36 hours. Hour by hour, you see how the clouds are increasing. As we get into 3:15 this afternoon, you start to see the advanced edge of that activity, and this could be severe, obviously, as it heads toward from Louisiana into west central Mississippi. That's tonight. There will be watches associated with this, and there will be tornado watches. The guidance has been real good over the last 7 days, showing the heaviest rain in central Mississippi and north central Alabama, very similar this past weekend for the most part. As we get into tomorrow morning, a warm front moves through probably around 6 to 7 in the morning. Hopefully that warm front will continue to move. That's a focusing mechanism for those thunderstorms. But we don't really see anything developing just yet, a few showers, but as we get a little bit later in the morning, then it gets interesting. This is the beginning of a broken squall line, but look out ahead of it. These are probably supercells that could be forming. Those would be the more likely to drop tornadoes. They don't all do. In fact, the majority of them do not, but they are the ones that are the likely culprits. And then pretty much all of that activity that could be really bad is on top of us about 12 to 1 midday tomorrow, and then a squall line starts to form to the south and will rake the panhandle with a lot of heavy rain. Still around our areas, we get into 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, and then as we get into about 2:30 or 3, it starts to move east of Dothan. Again, this is going to kind of move on off to the east, but the southern end will stall out. Some more showers and thunderstorms come along. Those should not be severe up here, but along the coast they could very well be strong thunderstorms. That would be in the afternoon into the early evenings. You see 7 o'clock here. And then late Thursday night and Friday morning, maybe a few passing showers can still come zipping across. This front stalls to the south of us, and that kind of enhances some more rainfall for them over the weekend, but not up here. All right, this is what we're looking at as far as your guidance on the rainfall. Notice the heavy rain to the north. As we get into about midday Friday, the rain's pretty much over here. But then as we get into Friday night and Saturday, that activity that moves across the Tennessee Valley will kind of push that front south even further. So there'll be more rain to the north and more rain to the south, but not a whole lot of rain in our area as we go through Saturday. And then after that, things improve noticeably as we get into next week. So here's what we're looking at for today, getting up high of around 81 degrees, a couple of degrees off the one yesterday because of increasing clouds. Good bit of sunshine, it looks like, during the morning hours, though. And there's your extended forecast showing the probable, and more definitely problems for tomorrow. And then Saturday does not look bad at all. And then most of next week, maybe a few showers Wednesday, but it looks like it will be dry and getting pretty warm toward the end of next week.